Empire's turn to ban. Team Empire's turn to ban.
Alright, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Galaxy Battle CIS qualifying action coming at you on what is semifinal number 2. The winner of this will move on to play the, well, we just saw the match there. That was actually Spirit defeating NAVI in their best-of-3 series. So the winner of this will move on to play Spirit in the finals of the qualifiers. Ultimately, the winner of that moving on to the major, that is the Galaxy Battle Tournament, later on in a couple of months from now. So obviously, quite a bit on the line. We are talking major status, which means not only a $1 million prize pool guaranteed, but of course those 1,500 qualifying points towards the circuit points, I guess you could say, towards eventual TI8, etc. So quite a big deal, a pretty big deal here, and I'm looking forward to casting with you guys today. I'm Breaky CPK, going to be your host here for today. Initially going to be doing a solo cast. Perhaps I'll be joined by somebody throughout the casting here. But we're kicking it off with game number 1 of what is Vega Squadron versus Empire in this best-of-3. So again, looking forward to this one. Personally, I actually just got back from China, casting the Perfect World Masters. I'm not saying that to gloat by any means, but as fun of an event it was. I say that because Vega Squadron actually was there at the event. So I did get the chance to cast them at the event a little bit of the group stages. And they themselves, I assume, are also just returning home not too long ago. I will say they had overall a fairly disappointing performance at the event. They did ultimately qualify to move on to the next round, of course, but they were knocked out in what was essentially the first round of the playoff stage. And, a fairly early exit for them. So they're coming off a little bit of a low. I'm curious to see how they respond to that, matched up against a team that they're much more familiar with in what is Team Empire right here. So the draft is underway. Let's go ahead and start talking about what we see. First things first, Bane Sand King on the side of Empire. We have Razor Spearbreaker for the side of Vega Squadron. Razor, again, I'm talking about Perfect World Master. Going to bring that up several times just because it was a very recent event. I happen to watch a fair amount of it, of course. Razor was actually a fairly popular hero at that event specifically, and with this newer patch, we are kind of seeing, more and more trends being picked up from different strategies. There was a couple of different heroes at that event. Gyrocopter definitely comes to mind, of course, being one of them. But Razor was another one that saw quite a bit of attention at said event. So not really that surprised to see it picked up here by Vega Squadron, running with the Spirit Breaker. Bane Sand King, on the other hand, for Team Empire. A little bit different of a start. Bane, of course, a great setup in general. I feel like Bane's one of these heroes that some teams really love the hero, other teams not so much. In this case, Empire, essentially first pick, and really, I guess, they actually did have the overall first pick. So they did the overall first pick the hero. Clearly are a fan of Bane when it comes down to it. So curious to see how they matched it up. Perhaps something like a Marana, which we don't necessarily see a whole lot in this latest patch, but there are still definitely several teams and players that come to mind that I would not be surprised to see it picked up. In this case, FN for Team Empire, of course, is their mid player. Again, having the Bane set up, Sand King set up even for that. It seems like it would all kind of come together as far as the trio of heroes. And I'm looking at the bans to make sure. Was not banned so far. Rubik going to be the third pick for Vega Squadron. And here comes that third pick for Empire. It is indeed going to be Beastmaster. Wow, that was a snap pick, Elder Titan, coming out for Vega Squadron. Interesting. That was that was a very quick one, Vega Squadron. Pretty confident with the Elder Titan pickup, and with how it's shaping up, that looks like it's going to be more of the offlane Elder Titan. It's something that again we did actually get to see a bit. I refer back to Perfect World Masters. I remember seeing it in a couple of cases in the 4 position, a couple of cases in the offlane. There was one performance where I forget which team actually played. It was one of the Chinese teams. Oh my God, they went off with the hero. He ended up getting like a dataless, blood. Or no, he didn't get both those. But the point is, he got an insane amount of damage. I think as MKB on top of that, he got crazy damage. This dude was hitting insanely hard. Now that was with a game that happened to be obviously a snowball of a game at that. But I've been fairly impressed with the hero, seeing him being picked up again. That Astral Spirit, the damage that he can do, especially in the early laning phase, is pretty damn ridiculous, frankly. So I'm not surprised to see him picked up as, again, what I assume to be is going to be an offlane Elder Titan right here, perhaps in the hands of Afterlife, who, if I'm not mistaken, is their offlane player. I remember him playing a lot of Doom, actually, at the event. A hero that was not banned here, but again, going the ET, and there is the Mirana. So not surprised to see that, as I was suggesting earlier. It just made a lot of sense. FN Mirana is great on top of the Bane Sand King combination to set up. Beastmaster thrown in there. I mean, this is a team that's ready to gank, man. This is a team that's definitely ready to fight. It is very CIS style. So again, can't say I'm too surprised overall when it comes to seeing the draft right here from Team Empire. So let me go ahead and throw out that retweet. Just got a tweet about the stream being live. Booyah! All right, so if I had to lean towards the draft so far, I mean, I feel like I'm a more fan of Empire's draft a little bit so far, just because of the overall synergy of it. Curious to see where they finish off here with that one position. It seems like this could be a very 4-1 strategy even. I want to say something like an anti-mage wouldn't be the worst option right here. I know AM's kind of been a hit or miss hero as far as a core goes, but that's one. A Spectre would also be interesting, and now again, that's kind of another carry option that we haven't seen maybe step up a little bit recently, but Spectre would fit the theme of the lineup pretty well for Empire. I feel like when it comes to being very aggressive. So they could go obviously two different directions. One more the Spectre, one more they want a hero that can assist early on, or they could go that 4-1 strategy, say the anti-mage, etc. So we'll see what they end up with here. The bans were Medusa and Vengeful Spirit. Yeah, Vega Squadron taking out Vengeful Spirit could have most certainly, again, been one of those more aggressive core options for the side of Team Empire. Gyrocopter is still on the board. That's like I said, a one that we have been seeing quite a bit of as a core in general by a lot of teams within these last several weeks, etc. So one that would have to put on the list right there as far as potential goes. Juggernaut, I guess Juggernaut wouldn't be the worst option here either. So we got about 30 seconds remaining before we know what that pick is indeed going to be. Again, I was asked to actually cast this last night, and just coming. I literally just got back from China, not to make this stream about me, but just got back from China late last night, and was asked to cast this, and super excited to. So I'm still definitely trying to get adjusted back in from flying out halfway across the world right here, but doing my best to actually also use knowledge that I gained from that event. Again, watching a lot, casting it as well, and there you go. We do see the Gyrocopter coming out from Empire. So indeed, kind of going with what seems to be the meta right now as far as picks are. But another point I was going to when I was just bringing up right there was how big of a deal this event is. When I first said that I would go ahead and cast it. I guess I really wasn't fully aware until like this morning as I was setting up for it that this is a major, man. I mean, today we're going to find out which CIS team qualifies for the major, the second major of the year. I believe it's going to be the second major. ESL's been the only one so far, and depending on when the actual main event is, it's in mid-January. So I want to say yes. I don't think there's another major before then. Point is, it's a pretty freaking big deal. Dragonite is the final pick for Vega Squadron. So we're going to see G playing as Dragonite right here. And going to be matched up against... Wait, he's going to be matched up against Silent. Oh, wait, what? Wait, are they running a gyrocopter? Man, wait, is Silent their new... See, now I'm confused. What are we looking at here? I thought FN was their mid player. He is their mid player, and he's playing gyrocopter. Huh. So they're doing a safe lane Mirana, mid lane gyrocopter. I wonder if that has something, unless they're still going to just swap the lanes around. It's just whoever's more comfortable playing what, I guess. But, man, I thought for sure we're going to see the FN Mirana. I mean, again, that's just a duo that we have seen many of times before, let alone with the lineup that they had. That's why I predicted it in the first place. But got the water, man. Feels good. But no, it is going to be FN playing the gyrocopter here, shaping up to perhaps be in the mid lane. Maybe they're going to also do something aggressive. I wonder if they're going to put something like, they wouldn't do like a Beastmaster mid, would they? No, he's ghosting with the boots first here. Definitely not going to be the case as far as matchup is concerned. I guess it could be potential. No, they wouldn't do gyrocopter top lane. So yeah, just going to match up gyrocopter against a DK. Have matchup purposes there. Have a Mirana in the safe lane. Maybe also expecting something like a Razor, an aggressive Razor lane, and having Mirana being able to leap away from Lynx wouldn't be a bad matchup for the favor of Team Empire right here. Wait, is that the Fat Toby from Perfect World? Yes, it is. It is I, Fat Toby, aka as I like to be called, Breaky CPK, but that's what some people is all calling me. Twitch chat. Twitch chat. Never change, except a little bit, but never change. Anyways, Gostic getting up here. Did he place a ward? Didn't notice. No. Oh, yes, he did. Okay, he did place a ward. So he definitely sees him in the area. Whether or not he's going to go for a snipe on the bounty rune, probably not going to be the case. Might go for a pull, though. Going to be using the boots that he has to go for a creep pull, so we'll see if Rubik can stop this. At least delay it as much as possible. Oh, Dream League's up there. That's right. The Dream League Major is coming up very soon here. That's right. That's what I was missing. So it'll be the third one. Well, they lift him up. Gostic, he's just going to go for the TP. Yeah, realizing that actually that was going to be too much damage to withstand, so he decides to TP back to the tower. So the pull, it actually gets the lane pushed up a little bit right there. We'll see if he can make it work, but obviously not the most ideal situation for the Beastmaster. Middle lane. There's Spirit Breaker. He was actually charging towards the bottom lane because Elder Titan's in a little bit of trouble right here. Charge on him at Poshka. Burl Strike in 6 more seconds. Silent already used the arrow. Looks like they used the combo, so that's why Afterlife took so much damage. But Spirit Breaker charging in and not enough follow-up stun with a cooldown. Afterlife will actually survive, but Spirit Breaker might find himself being involved with this bottom lane quite a bit. Elder Titan's not a hero that can sustain the greatest. I mean, he is a beefier hero, but this is, off-lane Elder Titan, this is a matchup that's understandably going to be somewhat difficult. He's using that Astral Spirit to try to harass a little bit, but he is in some trouble right here now as they're going back on him. Actually, the Burrow Strike's done on the Spirit Breaker instead. The arrow does connect, and now Spirit Breaker is in a little bit of trouble. He'll be fine as well, but very close calls on both of the dire heroes down here. So Silent, he's going to take some more harassment from that Astral Spirit, but ultimately, seems like Empire is having a very good time at that bottom lane. 5-2 Mirana right now. Elder Titan only 3-1. And again, needing to be careful about dying down here. 2-minute bounty rune. Spirit Breaker and Sand King going to both be going for the opposition's bounty rune. Vanscore's just been sitting mid, hasn't he? He doesn't have Enfeeble yet. He's just been brain sapping, though, and harassing the hell out of G as much as possible. Gyrocopter with that flak cannon, I'm sure, has been doing the same. 8-4 versus a 6-1 right now, as far as that matchup is concerned. And at the top lane, you have, what is Razor doing? He is 8-4 against Beastmaster, who's actually 5-1, and Beastmaster has managed to be 2.5, close to 3 so far. Middle lane, Dragonite takes the initial stun. Burrow Star from Apushka, he's waiting on it. Fateable comes out, mitigating some damage, also trying to throw away FN, and going to be enough to keep G alive once again. That's a level 2 Dragon Blood. Mansker with the Brain Sap, not nearly enough damage to finish off the job right there. So good defense put up on the side of Rubik especially. As Slayer will now head towards all the way to the top, back to the top lane even. But yeah, Beastmaster level 3 compared to the Elder Titan. I guess Elder Titan even a slightly more of an advantage, and actually goes the bottle first. This is something, I remember bringing this up at the Perfect World Masters. We saw quite a bit of off-lane bottles being picked up. It seems like that's becoming more of the norm on a lot of these heroes because of how close the bounty runes are, especially, you know, not having access to that shrine until 5 minutes, of course. I know that's been in for a while, but it's just a mix of these things that the early bottle, you can get some decent value, especially on a hero that is spending a fair amount of mana, such as the Elder Titan, constantly casting that Astral Spirit right there. So middle lane, Vansker reports back in, homing missile, it's set up, but all right, there's a sleep into the homing missile, so that's a fun cut. I didn't even think about that until seeing it right now, but so focused on the Mirana Bane, but I guess Bane Gyrocopter's not too bad either. G, see dead right here, Brain Sap pops a Fairy Fire, looks like he'll barely survive. Again, that Dragon Blood also assisting, and they're going deep still, but meanwhile back to the bottom lane, Spear Breaker, he goes down to first blood, so it was a trick all along, thinking that Dragon was actually going to die. What was I thinking? In the end, they do get the kill, though, on a Spear Breaker. There's a couple of deadly dual lanes. You got the Gyrocopter Bane, and then you have the Sand King Mirana. A lot of kill potential between the bottom and the middle. So, and speaking of that, this is going to be an easy kill on Elder Titan here. Oh, boy, that's the cost of going for the Illusion Rune. He had that bottle, wanted to get that extra value, and he ends up going down as a result. So a great start now for Team Empire, as they are up 2-0. Could be a kill chance for Vega Squadron, though, at the top lane. Caustic, no bash just yet, still level 1 on the Spirit Breaker, but it will set up the kill. As the Ryu on Razor finishes him off, so Razor is having a fantastic start. He's kind of the shining star right now for Vega Squadron. He's going to be relying on an early, something like a drums. I'm sure he's going the Ring of Aquila here first, but the drums into the SNY even could be the potential build we see from this Razor. One that's pretty much, you have to expect action in this game, right? And also, when you have a Dragon Knight on your team, wanting to do objectives yourselves, those are items that will help with that potential in this early game. So, middle lane matchup: 22-5 Dragon Knight, 23-7 Gyrocopter. So actually, very even back and forth right now when it comes to last hitting. Dragon Knight, despite Bane being there for most of it, he's managing very well. In fact, he does have quite the level advantage. He basically has a full level up on FN right here because of Bane soaking so much experience from the Gyrocopter. So the fact that they never got a kill, you got to kind of wonder if in hindsight especially, that was really worth it. Probably not. But they tried. Beastmaster trying to keep up his levels. Also down just jungling a little bit. Has that Necronomicon queued up. Continues to be a fairly standard build on the hero. Vansker doing some stacking nearby. And also 6-minute rune is going to spawn bottom. Actually be a haste rune. We'll see if Elder Titan can maybe get around to it. Has the bounty currently bottled up, and yep, he'll see the haste rune. Pick that up as well. So making use of that bottle. G, middle lane, pops out the Dragon form. They're going for the kill on a Vansker. Dragon Tail stun hits. Slayer, he does have a lift. He's going to live, but Vansker's going to be alive. Echo Stop even on top of that. Vansker, this Bane, that was apparently too damn tanky, and Dragon Knight is in trouble now. The Fade Bolt coming in, though. Mitigating some damage. Nightmare onto Elder Titan. Homing Missile is up. It's going to go donk on a Dragon Knight, but he'll be fine in the end. Whew, that was quite a bit of action for no kills actually taking place. I feel like Vega Squadron, I mean, I'm a little surprised they didn't kill Bane. Seems like they should have had the easy kill, but somehow he managed to live, actually. Good support from Sand King, and obviously Gyrocopter's presence as well scared Vega Squadron enough from going too deep there on the middle tower, and it remains a 2-1 lead in favor of Team Empire. Bottom lane, Elder Titan. I don't know if he's in trouble here, but we're looking to make a plan. He does have the early magic wand, as well as those boots, and he's level 5, so he's gotten some good levels. No natural order just yet. Probably don't expect to see that until the later levels. Something the team would like to take advantage of, though, of course. Razor. So he's going to go the drums. So yeah, Ring of Aquila into drums, that's kind of expected there. especially once he gets the drum, start doing objectives. Dragon Knight's first Elder Dragon form too. It's kind of like a Death Prophet, where it's one of those ultimates that you want to try to use as soon as possible to push an objective. If not, you know, win a big fight, of course, but he tried right there. The fact that they didn't even get a kill out of it, that's what hurts even that much more, using such a big cooldown and missing on a kill, and let alone not even really getting, hell, he got no tower damage. That's kind of crazy. Usually with that first Elder Dragon form, you'll see that tower taking some good damage, but not the case right there. So double damage rune, meanwhile. Going to be protected, and Gyrocopter will pick it up. Does have his call down ready to go. He's not going to be going the Mask of Madness build as FN, something we've... Or is he? Oh, no. Okay, so he's just going to infuse Raindrop. He's going to go to just the early Yasha at least. Probably an SNY eventually. As bottom lane. Nope, sounds good. As the top lane, that's where he poured it up to. The Ryu had the link up. 36 charges high. The Storm also active. They're going to get the turn kill on a Spirit Breaker. Maybe? Yes. We'll finish the job with his auto attacks. The arrow just going to miss on a Razor. And he'll make it out of here. However, Rubik going to be slabbed. No arrow to follow this up. Has a Starstorm, though. Double hit onto him. And that will be enough damage for the kill. So Gostic credit there. Leave the Boar assisting for that one. He is level 4 Call of the Wild as well. So that random neutral creep kicking in. So a couple more kills for Empire. Oh, Roshan Bash? No. What about a Bash from Spirit Breaker? Man, he's going really deep. Obviously, they saw this happening, though. And Gyrocopter's already fallen back. He took some initially good damage, but he's even coming back in. He does have another cooldown coming up in 5 seconds. Looks like he used it earlier. As Elder Dragon form was activated by Dragon Knight. That's probably why he got so low in the first place, but stays alive. And again, an Elder Dragon form that, okay, he's gotten some good tower damage in this time at least. As Elder Titan has 1,300 gold saved up here at the bottom lane. Very curious what he goes for. He is level 6 now. No Earth Splitter just yet, though. Just going the Echo Stomp Astral Spirit build currently.
Beastmaster, thanks you.
Thanks you. He's got the Alpha Wolf. Getting some plus damage due to that. Oh, Echo Stomp connects. The Bash as well. The arrow in return, the Elder Titan. He's a little bit too beefy. That's a Starstorm. He doesn't have enough mana for it. He has a Magic Stick. It wouldn't be enough mana still. Is that enough to survive the auto attack? So the turret man just going in with the leaps. Love these new this new charge system on the leaves. And by love, I mean it's pretty ridiculous. But eventually gets to go under Titan. And I see Spirit Breaker charging back in. Nice timing on the Burl Strike, though. The Sandstorm even assisting for the kill. But Poshka does get credit. And G got stunned nearby. Nothing more that he could do. Top lane looks like, or wait, was that? Oh, that was over here more so. They actually, that was a solo kill, wasn't it? Gostic? That wasn't even Primal Roar. He just happened to find Rubik off into the river. How the hell did that even happen without Primal Roar? Jesus. Just ran him down. The Boar slow is pretty powerful. And yeah, the Troll Summoner looks like, so I'm sure the net came into play there. Huh. The Gyro build is to clear stacks. Oh, the Flat Cannon. Is that what you're getting on the call down?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
Got the Grand Grant Twitch chat assist going on. This is the benefit of not having a co-caster sometimes, you know, I just rely on Twitch chatting. You know, you guys, your 9K plus analysis definitely comes through quite a bit. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Poshka. Oh my god, he gets out actually. Wow, I thought for sure he was dead. Manages to TP out in time though. Silent, he's going back in, just gonna harass a little bit. But, so Razor does finish the drones, and as we mentioned, this is the now let's make use of it idea. Pushing an objective down here. Does have Eye of the Storm as well if need be. Top lane. Slayer meanwhile, he's running. Primal Roar is ready. The Centaur Stomp into the Primal Roar, into the Wild Axes. Easy kill most likely on a Rubik. However, the Echo Stomp activated Beastmaster. Unless he gets more support, the Elder Titan's not getting a turn kill here. So the bottom tower does fall. They do lose Rubik up top for it. And Gostic should be able to take out this top tower as well, though. He's tanking the tower meanwhile. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a free Tier 1 tower for them at the top lane. So, nice objective push for Vega Squadron, but they're now down 8-1 in Hero Kiss. I mean, we knew this Empire squad was going to be good at killing heroes, but this is even better of a start than I think would have expected. As the Asha's finished on Gyrocopter. Let's take a look at that net worth now. Morana, top of the charts, nearly 6,000.
Radiant's bottom tower
She
is
too
under
has a
attack.
Yasha. Proven to be a popular item this game. This Beastmaster, Necronomicon level 2 already. Yeah, geez. His start has definitely developed quite a bit. Blink Dagger status, 2100 gold on Maposhka, pushing top lane. He's pretty much going to have it here in a couple of seconds. So, again, very, very good news for Empire. On the other side, Elder Tiny, with all that farm, he ends up getting phase boots and a bracer so far. So, interesting there. I don't know if he plans to go drums himself or maybe. I mean, Rod of Atos is a great setup for the hero, to be fair, as well. Echo Stomp going to need to come into play right here. Astral Spear coming outside. They see it, though. Gosta going to be drain his damage. Sleep on it. Bane as well as one other. But the call down activated as Elder Titan throws out his what is it called? Earth Splitter right there. Anyways, locked on a Dragonite from the Bane Fiend grip. G just running away. The homing missile channel onto him, though, but eventually going to be finished off with the Burrow Strike. Maposhka. 3 heroes are dead on the side of Vega Squadron. And Spearbreaker will have at least take out 1 hero, and that is Beastmaster, but a triple kill for FN. They do clean everyone up, including the Elder Titan, as they run him down. Oh, boy. Not a fight you wanted to take if you're Vega Squadron. I totally got caught up on the Earth Splitter name for some reason mid-fight. Anyways, yeah, I mean, Empire saw that coming the whole way. You saw Mirana right there. Silently, it was like, oh, they're here. Let's kind of group up and make a play, and boy, did they ever. Maposhka hit a solid stun. Even with the Echo Stomp initiation for a lot of time, and his Earth Splitter wasn't too bad. It's just the follow-up just really wasn't there, man, from Vega Squadron. So, not the fight they were hoping for. And now, down 13-2 is Vansker. Just Nightmares up. That's going to be an arrow, but I don't think they're killing him, are they? It's quite the beefy target that is Dragonite, so they'll just do some damage, and then eventually Silent will leap away. And one is, oh, he doesn't have another leap actually just yet, but the Moonlight Shadows comes out, and now the Dire team like, well, maybe we shouldn't go this deep. And they want you now. Nether Strike Vansker, he's dead. Okay. Vansker, he was tempting fate right there, and he ends up going down, so nice find there. Gostic meanwhile top lane, though. Elder Titan, this is a ultimate used by Beastmaster. Another Proper War, Maposhka stuns it as well with a Burrow Strike. If they have enough damage, the Wild Axes will guarantee it indeed. The Earth Splitter coming out, but it's not going to matter. It doesn't even hit anybody. Maposhka dodges it with the Blink Dagger, and now Spearbreaker is going to be dove on. More Wild Axes. Maposhka, he may end up tied to the tower. Nope, yes, he will. Just the dot taking him down. Looks like that. The Orb of Venom does the work, so at least a turn kill there for Vega Squadron. 15-4 hero kill lead, though, for Empire. Make it 16-4. As they do kill Dragonite in the middle lane. Fiend's Grip, yeah. Looks like the Fiend's Grip once again coming into play. SNY finished on Gyrocopter as well. You're just trying to think of the positives for Vega Squadron, and I don't know, it's just the lineup just doesn't feel like this isn't a recovery lineup. This was a lineup that wanted to get tempo early on themselves, right? With the Dragonite, with the Razor. Simply put, they didn't really win the lanes. They weren't able to get objectives. The early Ancient Dragon form from Dragonite didn't get anything, didn't get a kill, put 0 damage on the tower. It's stuff like that that'll, kind of have the negative snowballing effect. If you're a team like with Vega Squadron, the roster here, more so the heroes, I should say, not the players. Players are good players. Point is, on the other side, you had Empire. They were snowballing with their lineup, one that most certainly could take advantage of it.
Dire's top tower is
and we're seeing
attack.
that now. So, we have Mirana, the Manta style, going to be finished. Yeah, Herald Caster, by the way. Necronomicon level 3 on Beastmaster. Has a Blink Dagger now queued up. Gostic's continuing to do work. The Gyrocopter plus 25 damage. Soon to be level 15. Same thing from Mirana. Got the plus 20 damage talent so far. On the other side, Razor's only level 12. Wow. That's just another thing that's being dominated by Empire. Jeez. Look at the overall levels. In fact, Bane's level 9. He's higher level than 3 heroes on the other side. That's not good. If you're Vega Squadron at least. So 17.5 minutes in. Pretty massive lead for Empire. 9,000 net worth, but of course there's more than just simply that. It's one of those games, if you're Vega Squadron, you kind of look back and, again, I don't know if I would call it an outdraft necessarily, but it just, because, again, Razor actually got a pretty good start. Dragonite was actually farming pretty well in the middle lane, even being 1 versus 2, so that their cores actually got the solid starts that they would hope for if you were Vega Squadron. It's just a matter if they didn't do anything with that early start, unfortunately. By the time they tried to, the Rome of Empire proved to be a little bit too strong. Now, I'm suggesting as if this game is already over. It's not. It's still earlier on, 17.5 minutes, but again, continues to be looking somewhat grim. Ooh, that would have been worse if that arrow connects. Bane's there for a Fiend's Grip, and probably an easy kill in the end, but slightly dodged by Razor to survive, but the Burrow Strike, this one will not be missed. The arrow on top of that. Follow-up, Nightmare on a Spirit Breaker. Bane, he's falling back, though. Echo Stomp is ready, so he knows if he goes for a Fiend's Grip, it'd be stopped pretty quickly. Oh, Rubik just stole the arrow, by the way, from Mirana. We'll see if he can make a play with that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's bottom lane. Or that's mid lane more so. Gyrocopter's going to be dove on. Black Hand is activated. The Rocket Barrage in the face of Spirit Breaker as he goes in the Echo Stab. Follow up. The Fiend's Grip activated on a Spirit Breaker. Call down. Comes down. There's Splitter in the midst of it though. Gyrocopter will eventually fall. Vanscore, the Brain Stab to help finish off Razor. Now going to be run down by Afterlife as well as a Slayer, but it's not going to be enough. Rubik goes down the Roar on top of Elder Titan. Triple kill for Silent here. Playing Mirana. He is 8-0-6. Dragonite not even involved in the fight, unfortunately. He could not get there in time, apparently. And another big fight for Empire. I mean, they lose Gyrocopter, but obviously they're not really too concerned about that, considering how well it went. On top of now the free Roshan kill. And this will be an Aegis for Mirana, I'm guessing. Who has a Maelstrom now queued up as well. 1,700 gold saved up already for Mirana currently. DK, Armlet, Soul Ring, has the Blink queued up, but only 1,000 gold right now. The Elder Titan's impact, too, has been pretty minimal. I think that's where, if you're going to argue that the draft wasn't the greatest for Vega Squadron, I think the offlane maybe was their obvious weak point. Not that Afterlife played it bad by any means, it's just Elder Titan didn't seem like he really could do a whole lot with even an okay start that he had. Now, they say this, he helps to get the kill on a Bane at least, so getting a slight positive there for Vega Squadron. Granted, it's only a Bane, but still. Something better than nothing, Case.
The prize is mine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, and the decision to also go drums when they already had the drums on Razor. Again, it's not that that's bad necessarily, but it also just kind of feels weird still doing that. Gostic, top lane, they're charging in. They want this kill. They might actually get it. Let's Miposhka gonna make some kind of a stun save. There's the Echo Stomp, and that will be the kill on a Gostic. So even goes for the Primal Roar. Bit of a turn, but that wasn't gonna happen. So a couple of kills later for Vega Squadron. All right, they got a little bit of momentum here. Got something going finally. Got Gyrocopter though. Freaking Hurricane Pike is actually going to be finished in full very shortly now. Just needs a Staff of Wizardry. Just needs to become a wizard. Mirana. The hell did she just buy? I mean, she has to have something else. Okay, yeah, the Maelstrom's finished.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Just a matter of having it delivered. So they're going to push tier 1 top while bottom tier 1's being pushed as well. So tower for a tower right there.
Middle tower is under attack.
As there's the Hurricane Pike. Going to be finished on Gyrocopter. Top lane. Boshka just saying hello. He'll get away. He's dusted up, but not really the most to be scared of there. And the rest of Vega Squadron, they're rightfully so gonna fall back. I'm gonna kind of recoup right here. Ooh, Rubik with a Soul Ring, by the way. That's interesting. Huh. Going the Tranquil Boots Soul Ring. Does have 1,300 life. Can't say something I'm used to seeing though. Wild Axes, currently stolen. by the rubric. Rubic. Raze rating level 15, getting the static link damage steal. Speaking of that, you look at, Beastmaster. Well, they find Dragonite. Promo initiation called on top of that. The homing missile. G, he's being locked down this whole time. He could not activate the Elder Dragon form at that point, probably for the better, though. The Echo Stomp hits multiple heroes, but Spirit Breaker is still probably going to be ran down. The Burrow Strike just out of range of Slayer. Not going to matter, though. Fiend's Grip. Was that a counter Fiend's Grip? That's what that was, wasn't it? Yeah. That was Rubik trying to Fiend's Grip to stay alive, but not the case. And they lose 3 down there. So yeah, Vega Squadron, we've seen that several times now as well, getting caught when they don't have their full team. This is definitely a squad that they rely on all being together.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So you got Empire going back to the levels, Gyrocopter, the 3 flat cannon attacks. You have Marana, and the -5 second Sacred Arrow cooldown. And then who are we looking at? Beastmaster. 40 boar damage. That boar is even stronger now. Not much else to go over there. Marana and Gyrocopter just continue to dominate that net worth, though. Gyro even has the Butterfly queued up for next. And Mjolnir going to be happening from Marana. Yeah, Butterfly's going to be big this game. I mean, you don't have any MKB target, neither Dragonite or Razor or heroes that want to be building that MKB as Dragonite. He just wants to worry about staying alive. 50 seconds, he's going to be dead for the Astral Spirit in the midst of everyone from Elder Titan. He does have an Earth Splitter, but at this point it would just be desperation at its finest. Goes for the Echo Stomp, sleep. Oh, Razor, it kind of saves him a little bit for the Burrow Strike. Sets up the Fiend's Grip though. Gossip with the follow-up, possibly BKB. Does Razor, here we go. The Earth Splitter comes out, not really doing the most though. And Afterlife just continues to run in circles as they do find the kill onto on a Sand King, however. So 2 for 1.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Silent, he's lost the Aegis. But they're probably going to get the racks in the end. No Earth Splitter here, Razor. No BKB. He's going to go in, throw out the Plasma Field, but that'll be the end of that. Spirit Breaker, that was not going to work. And there's a Fiend's Grip actually on a Razor. However, the Echo Stomp in return. Silent, a lot of damage being drained from him. So yeah, probably a point now where you want to retreat if you're this Radiant side effect. Here we go. G jumps in with that Blink Dagger, the Elder Dragon form. They do take out Bane, but that's not really the best if you're Vega Squadron. I mean, no buybacks being used, but they still lose the racks in the end. That's an Elder Dragon form committed, and all they get is the Bane kill as far as the finish right there is concerned. And you see Marana, that Mjolnir is going to be coming out next. Dragonite would love to finish that BKB. An item that no doubt will be nice this game, but it's one of those awkward BKB games because it's almost feels necessary because of the amount of crowd control, but and to be fair, you know, some decent damage. But at the same time, they still have multiple lockdowns through BKB and Promaror and Fiend's Grip. And they still deal plenty of physical damage, which are Gyrocopter and Marana. So it's definitely not going to be a top-tier item this game. It's just still an item that's understandable he wants it. But in fact, Elder Titan's even going his own BKB here. Oop, Boschko going in. Sandstorm's going to be stolen. You're fine, though, if you're Sand King. I'd rather give out that than the Burrow Strike. So G's found again, and that BKB, it's not even going to be happening at this rate for a much longer time. Spirit Breaker. He's actually trying to finish that Spirit Vessel. As the Earth Splitter, taking not really doing the most. Fiend's Grip locking on Razor, and Razor's dead. He's dead for 70 seconds. Echo Stamp finally comes out. It was just way too damn late. This could be the beginning of the end. Slayer's able to port out, avoid the arrow, but that's going to be a tier 3 bottom now as well. This is easily bottom racks, and I would not be surprised to see GG's coming out here from Vega Squadron. There we go. GG well played. Empire will take game number 1 in this best of 3 semi-final matchup. So gotta say, Empire look pretty damn good. Look pretty damn good here in game number 1. Again, I do think there's a little bit of the draft issue, specifically the offlane. The Elder Titan, go back to, he felt fairly out of place, but at the same time, Vega Squadron, they had a decent start in their cores, the Razor and even the Dragonite, despite a 2v1 lane, but they really just didn't move with it. It seemed like that they were stale for a bit, and mixed with Team Empire's moving themselves, to the credit of them, to be fair, that they could never really get anything going. So definitely props to Team Empire, though. A very fast and furious lineup, we'll call it. Look at Silent on the Mirana, by the way. 12-0-11. That's a pretty damn good score. So props to Team Empire. Strong start for them. They're up 1-0 in this best of 3. Again, these teams playing to move on to the finals here of the CIS qualifiers for the Galaxy Battle major event set to happen in a couple of months from now. And right now, Empire up 1-0. We'll see if Vega Squadron can respond and make it at least a 1-1 game to a game 3. I'm Breaky CPK. Stay tuned, guys. Game number 2 going to be coming up next. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and
10
gentlemen,
seconds
boys and
remaining.
girls. Here we go. Game number 2 coming at you. Team Empire versus Vega
5
Squadron.
seconds remaining.
Empire up 1-0. And, pretty statement victory right there, I think is a good way to put it. A decisive one, Empire, about a 20-minute victory. Very fast draft. We'll see if they kind of follow suit going into game number 2. On the other side, like I said, Vega Squadron, very good team themselves. Definitely not the performance that I would expect out of them all the time. We'll see if they can respond and at least force a third and final game. I do got to say, I was kind of looking at the format of this event, and it's a qualifying in the end, and obviously all these tournaments that they're allowed to run their own structures and everything of how they ultimately want to get teams to their events. And in this case, this will be the first 16-team tournament, by the way. The Galaxy Battle's major event, the main event portion, 8 teams were already invited, and now they're going to have 8 teams qualify more on top of that. So it's going to be a 16-team main event, pretty crazy stuff. But these qualifiers, it's a pretty brutal format, I got to say, especially for the teams NAVI and Vega Squadron, actually. They were both invited to this portion of the tournament, so that's where it's, okay, I mean, that's not brutal. That's, good for them. But at the same time, they only have one chance, essentially. They play one best of 3, and if they lose that best of 3, they're just done in these qualifiers. So it is pretty unforgiving. It's pretty unforgiving. This is a single elimination, straight to the point. We want to find out which team is qualifying. And as we saw earlier today, again, Navi, mix of perhaps having a bad day themselves, but also Team Spirit looking really good. Spirit took them out, and that's it for Navi. So Spirit's in the finals. The winner of this looking to play them for a chance to go to what will be that $1 million tournament major and those 1,500 circuit points on the line. All right, anyways, we got a draft, though, happening. What was it? Earth Spirit first pick into a Brewmaster Rasta, as I like to call him, also known as the Shadow Shaman on the side of Team Empire. That's a pretty unique start, I got to say. I'm not going to sit here and suggest that I have analyzed and watched a lot of Team Empire games especially, but not a draft that's a popular one amongst teams, at least to start. I mean, Brewmaster, he has been seen a fair amount. And there was one game that I remember from the Perfect World matches. I believe it was Ice playing it for Mineski in the group stages there. He ended up getting level 25. He got the talent was like, it makes it basically, it's a ridiculously short cooldown on the Primal Split, and he had an Octarine core on top of that. So he was essentially using Primal Split, excuse me, and when it would come back together, he'd basically have 5 seconds before he could use it again. It was just insanely absurd. So now that's obviously at its fullest in a very late farmed Brewmaster, but just saying, it definitely has some power, and the idea of Brewmaster, the Primal Split especially, of course, what helps make this hero a powerful purge that he brings to the table with the Spirit Panda. It's an early Brewmaster, so it's not like they're picking up in response to, say, something like an Omni Knight, who's, speaking of popular hero on the scene right now. But in general, definitely a good crowd control source hero to bring in team fights, and also one that can deal some decent damage, especially depending on the build. So I was actually going to DOTA buff right here as I was rambling on to maybe check on the idea of Empire,
team ban.
how much they've maybe ran these heroes recently. In this latest patch, they have not ran Brewmaster yet, and Shadow Shaman, they have not ran either. So, all right, so the Empire trying something different right here. What about the patch before? 7.07B.
10 seconds remaining.
Let's see about that one. Speed for not a lot. Okay, they ran Brewmaster quite a lot in the 7.07B, which, again, not a lot changed between that and C, so I guess looking for that. However, they did not run Shadow Shaman. So Shadow Shaman, a.k.a. Rasta, is a bit of a different hero for Empire when it comes to recent history. So maybe, feeling confident enough, trying something different. Like I said, I mean, this is a big deal. This is a major tournament qualifying on the line, so I would like to think teams aren't just not taking it, serious, but we'll see. We'll see how the Shadow Shaman does. But on the other side, I'm so caught up with them. Earth Spirit Gyrocopter opening for Vega Squadron, a very early Gyrocopter, but he's one of these cores where I feel like one of the reasons why he's also proven to be a popular one right now in the patch, there's not a lot of heroes you can really pick against him. But it's like, oh, crap, you know, they have this hero. Now our gyrocopter is not good anymore. You know, there's plenty of cores out there where that is the case. But I think gyrocopter, overall, he's going to be fine. I mean, getting
remaining.
supports and heroes that can ideally, you know, get on top of you with blinks or whatever are ultimately going to be good against a gyrocopter, sure. But even with that, you know, because with Rocket Barrage's flat cannon, if you happen to get on top of him, he can still dish out some good damage. And you have to be careful with that. So I like the earlier gyrocopter pick here from Vega Squadron. Clockwork now, however, going to be picked up by Empire. So somewhat continuing the theme of
10 seconds remaining.
aggressive play. Maybe not as crazy as the previous game.
5 seconds remaining.
Depends on how active they are with the Shadow Shaman. Third pick for Vega Squadron. What direction do they go now? Bands, we didn't really talk about that yet. It was a Night Stalker, Tiny, Winter Wyvern. You had Bane, Undying, and Razor. And the next tier was Doom, Queen of Pain from Empire, and Lifestealer and Spearbreaker from Vega Squadron. I mentioned the Doom last game, Afterlife. He played a fair amount of Doom at the Perfect World Masters and played it very well. He was definitely a standout player for the team, in my opinion. So, yeah, not surprised to see that Doom ban right there. Again, played the Elder Titan last game. It felt fairly underwhelming.
Team Empire.
We'll see what hero they give him this time around. It's not going to be Disruptor. That'll be for Slayer, most likely, instead.
Dire team pick.
Shadow Fiend.
We're going to see the Shadow Fiend coming out from Team Empire. Okay. I've liked the idea of the new Shadow Fiend with the whole raise change in 7.07, especially even buffing it on top of that. Initially, it was only like plus 60 damage, I think, for each one. Now it's plus 80 damage. I mean, they just made it even crazier. That whole concept also of the Yules build, you know, Blink, etc., being more of this initiator and dropping somebody quickly with your spells, especially with the talents, it is relevant. It is there. I'm not saying that's what we're going to see necessarily out of Empire, but that's definitely a direction they could go in if they want to with the hero. But also, you know, very scary right click is definitely still relevant for Shadow Fiend as well. But now if you're Vega Squadron, of course, the downside of a Shadow Fiend is that he's susceptible to the earlier ganks. And having the Hero Spirit, and I was going to say perhaps getting an aggressive mid yourselves, and Mirana, definitely a contested hero in this matchup. Saw the first game for Empire Silent. What was he, 12-0-11 in the first game? Ridiculous game for him. Very well played. They did run it more as a safe lane of Mirana, to be fair, but
10 seconds
would not be surprised to see that matched up here in the middle lane. So now if you're Empire,
5 seconds
maybe
remaining.
thinking about babysitting Shadow Fiend somehow with the Shadow Shaman perhaps, or even the Clockwork. Is that necessarily even going to work? We'll see, but that's going to be a strength of Vega Squadron's lineup. Locking down the Shadow Fiend early on, trying to take advantage there. So now if you're Empire, knowing that may be the case, get a perhaps a greedier position 1 hero that can take advantage of a little more open space, as Shadow Fiend will be absorbing that attention. Final bans to come out for either side. What does Vega Squadron still need? They still need their offlaner, don't they? They still need Afterlife's hero. Interesting. So if you're Empire, Tidehunter's been a very popular offlane. I don't see why it wouldn't be good here.
Dire
So
team ban.
there you go, Tidehunter ban. What other offlane heroes are there? One that would fit this pace a little bit better. I was thinking Abaddon, but it doesn't necessarily seems like it fits the pace of the lineup too well. You probably want more of an aggressive offlaner. Omni Knight is still on the board. I know that doesn't necessarily. There's a Brewmaster though. Got finished talking about that earlier. Yeah, Omni Knight feels a little weaker here. As popular as he has been, I don't know if
Dire team
Omni Knight would make sense. Puck is still there. Want a bit of a playmaker. He kind of like the Puck. Puck seems decent overall against this lineup. Brings more lockdown for the squad.
10 seconds remaining.
More movement.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, we have a little bit of time here. Yeah, I like Puck. Trying to think of any other hero that is there an obvious one. I mean, there's like a Darkseer there. I don't know if Darkseer is really the best synergy though. This lineup, you don't know their position 1 either, so
Team
set them up
Empire's
into that.
turn to pick.
Okay, they go the Omni Knight route, which, as I said earlier, I mean, I like it, but then I don't. It's not necessarily one that fits the theme of the lineup. It's more Omni Knight's more about team fight, counter initiation. Vega's lineup is go, go, go outside of him. So it's a little funky there, and it's into a Brewmaster, which I said from the very beginning. Brewmaster has that purge. He's one of the few heroes in the game that brings a purge to the table now. And it's, you know, it's obviously you can't take off Repel, but you can still, the purge and the Cyclone for that matter in general too. Cyclone, putting that on Omni Knight, takes him out of the fight, you know, for that duration. It's a very long duration there. I want to say it's, what, 6 to 8 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. But then, yeah, being able to purge off Guardian Angel if need be. So, not the biggest fan of the Omni Knight, but he is a very popular hero right now. For good reason. Juggernaut, going to be the final pick for Empire. Overall, feels like another just sound lineup from Empire. Just like the first game, really. So Vega Squadron, they go a final pick Omni Knight. They are going to have, so really Vega, this is going to be all about deal with FN Shadow Fiend early on. Lock him down, roam on him, have our Spirit sit middle lane, take him out of the game completely, I think is your road to success if you're Vega Squadron. Because if they don't do that, then Shadow Fiend is going to be pretty threatening this game. So we'll see. We'll see if Vega Squadron can make that happen. Again, their tournament lives are on the line here. Only getting the one chance. We saw NAVI knocked out earlier today as the invited team to this portion of the event and lost 2-0, and they're done. And Vega Squadron, the other invited team, and I gotta say, a little surprised to see that they were invited over Empire. But like, it's, you know, all these event organizers, you know, they have their own opinions and they're allowed to invite who they want to. Personally, I think
Prepare for battle.
I think Empire is above on their tier list over a Vega Squadron in the CIS region, and that hasn't really been different this whole season. But again, to each their own. The point is that they're having to play each other in the end, so it kind of, you know, whether it was the other way or not. Empire did have to make it through an initial tournament, though, to get to this point, to be fair. All right. Here we go, though. Afterlife, going to be playing the off-lane Omni Knight. He's going to be matched up against Juggernaut. Yeah, Omni Knight, that's the other thing, too, with this matchup here. It seems like Juggernaut Rasta should be able to body him pretty well. His D-Gen Arrow is not going to be as useful. I guess Repel's going to be okay, but at the same time, going a point into Repel early on feels weak on an Omni Knight. You ideally want to level up that Purification and the D-Gen Arrow a little bit before picking up Repel.
The battle begins.
There we go. Banner Runes, it was, oh, one was stolen actually. So it's a 3-1 in favor of Vega Squadron. Gostic, we saw him do this last game on the Beastmaster. This time he's not even able to remotely get the pull. And he's going to take the harassment from Disruptor. Good with that Thunderstrike. Plenty of damage coming out. With the boots, has the one stack of tangos here. Gonna be relying on that regen. And with the Drunken Haze early on, he's going to go toe-to-toe with Slayer, even the homing missile, though. Yeah, this is going to be a tough lane for Brewmaster, isn't it? Bottom lane, meanwhile, Omni Knight, that's what I'm talking about. He's being locked down pretty heavily. The Blade for this is his first blood. It sure is. Silent draws first blood. Now Vansker, not only is he fine, maybe the turn kill? No. Maybe a Zayak on Earth Spirit. He just walks away, but exactly what I was mentioning, though. You get the level 1 D-Gen Aura, but against that spin of Juggernaut, he really doesn't care too much. And you also have the lockdown of the Shadow Shaman with the Shackles. Could not get away. Middle lane, Shadow Fiend, he's being assisted by Clockwork. Right now it is just Mirana. So Shadow Fiend, they did do the cog streak, by the way. I didn't show that, so apologize, but obviously he doesn't have 19 creep denies. Looks like he had a very successful cog deny though at the beginning. So that is true. Having the Clockwork Shadow Fiend synergy means ideally he should have a pretty good lane, and that is showing. So maybe that's a logic of Vega Squadron here, that they almost just accept that he's going to have a good lane because of the cog synergy, that it's not worth putting pressure on him. But Earth Spirit, he's being more involved with the bottom lane currently. He's going to take the bottom bounty rune. And he's going to get his own as well. So nice rune control, and Viz rune going to be taken by Miposhka. He was seen picking that up, so Mirana, even if, I mean, she knows that he's coming over perhaps, but again, she has a 3 leave, so they're not going to be able to get a kill here, definitely. Get a little bit of damage off the bat. I mean, getting the raises, the stack on him. Oh, gets pushed back. Miposhka, yeah, I mean, Mana's burnt, but no battery assault. He's actually holding a second point. What does? Huh. Interesting. I wonder if he went battery assault there. Like, I mean, he probably wouldn't have killed him, but I honestly just am not sure why he wouldn't just get the battery assault there and at least do a bit more damage. But I'm just a Herald scrub. Afterlife walking away with the creep wave. He's still level 2 though, 2.5. But understandable that he is struggling as expected. Juggernaut just hitting level 4 meanwhile. Again, having a very good time. How's the top lane going? Brewmaster, yeah, he's almost level 3. That's not too bad, actually. In fact, he's able to get some levels here. Playing that Drunken Haze to Gyrocopter over and over, trying to prevent effective last hitting. Bottom lane, Omni Knight. He's good, but taking more pressure. Mirana, meanwhile, getting pretty low there. Ends up going back to base. By the way, yeah, I was looking at that. So because when they made the change where it's now plus 80 damage each raise, but you see on the tooltip it says it adds 60 damage. Ah, bug found. Literally unplayable. Literally unplayable. Shadow Fiend is bugged. Anyways, down here, Vansker, he's dead. All right, diving a little bit too deep. Not sure what that was about from Rasta. Did he steal the bounty rune? Is that why? Yeah, I guess he took the bounty rune, but found himself in an odd spot. Good job by Vega Squadron making a pay. Top lane, Gostic. He's going to be dove on. Vansker assisting though. Slayer probably regretting this decision pretty quickly. He's definitely dead, just a matter of how long it takes. I mean, he has a TP, but yeah, at this point he'd be better off holding it. There's no way he's getting out of here. He's just going to do as much damage as possible. But Brewmaster will eventually get the kill. Bottom lane, spin from Silent. On top of a couple, he's using the repel coming up from Afterlife. Boulder smash through, but Silent just walks away. That DeGenero. So I was talking about that with the Omni Knight. Getting that early repel, it's like, it feels like it's necessary in this matchup, but at the same time, it also sucks. Yeah, see, he does eventually get battery assaults. I am still a little kind of thinking back at that earlier attempt onto Mirana, but oh well. Battle Fury, again on Afterlife. There's a repel, so he's fine. And Silent will just walk away as well, so the repel is definitely working. But to be fair, Rasta hasn't been down here for a while. Now Rasta's coming back. Purification on top, and Silent was baiting us out all along. Get a couple of crits thrown in. There's a Shackles. Does not have Hex just yet. Went level 2 Shackles. The Boulder Smash throws him out early, though. And Afterlife is able to walk away, so good save from Earth Spirit. Might not have been 100% necessary, but just in case. How about the Shadow Fiend, though? FN, he's definitely not being locked down. 49 and 42. He's going for a kill right here. Ooh, that missed the first. Oh, no, he didn't hit it. Okay. I thought I was clicked on. I was like, wait, there's no debuff, but no, he did hit him. It's a good land there from FN. Ends up being a kill. A nice find. The shackle setup. Advanced early level 2 shackle, so it's 3.5 second lockdown. The full duration. Marana 22-2 versus 49-42. No, 15-42. Miposhka, there's that battery assault in the face, but turn damage. At least he dodges the arrow to stay alive. That was a close turn, though. Onto him. I had to be very careful.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
FN, very curious what kind of build. So as I mentioned, though, with the Shadow Fiend pickup, the idea of that Yules. Okay, he is going to go the Yules.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It is a nice purge as well against Disruptor. I guess even against Earth Spirit with a silence, so Yules is a pretty strong item this game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Top lane, call down top. Gostic, he's probably dead here. Throws down a Thunderclap, but that's not going to save him. So nice dive from Vega Squadron. Aloha Dance on the Gyrocopter, helping to do so. Vanscore locking down Aloha Dance as I say that. Vanscore taking the good damage for the Rock Barrage, but now it's going to be a turn on the Gyrocopter. Went a little bit too deep. Fate is real, Slayer. He's also going to fall to this. FN coming in with a raised double kill for the Shadow Fiend. Well, what was the one thing I said Vega Squadron needed to make sure to do in this game to have a good time to win? It was lock down the Shadow Fiend. What is not happening at all this game? Locking down the Shadow Fiend. When you don't lock down the Shadow Fiend, you're going to have a bad time.
I'll take that as tribute.
FN is having a phenomenal start here. 4,200 net worth for him. And then you have a Juggernaut that's a casual 4,000 net worth right behind him, actually. Only the one kill that he's working with that was a first blood, but obviously very good farm for Silent as well. Middle lane G, he could be in a little bit of trouble. 2 charges on the Leaf, uses 1, still has a second one. Omnislash is ready. He is going to commit to it, but gets the leap off. So Silent just spinning in, though. He wants this kill, so make it the turn kill on Earth Spirit. One more auto attack. He does fight against the kill. Meanwhile, caught down in the response, so FN gets pulled back in with a glimpse. A Requiem of Souls going off right there, and the turn kill on a Gyrocopter. Loses Rasta, but definitely worth it. FN, the long raise, not going to be enough damage, but the rocket flare from Clockwork will finish the job onto him. They did kill Juggernaut over here, it seems like. Actually, Omni Knight getting credit for the kill on him, at least cuts him off. So numbers-wise, it actually wasn't bad for Vega Squadron. It was a 3 for 3 to see the slight gold exchange in their favor, but Shadow Fiend just gets bigger. It's the problem if you are Vega Squadron. Rasta bottom lane. May go for a kill on Afterlife here if he's not careful. I hear a pour coming in from Juggernaut. Yeah. There's the Shackles. They probably don't have enough damage. Does he have Repel? He does. Yeah, so the Repel should save him here. Obviously with no Omnislash either, so Omni Knight's fine. But Juggernaut after resurrecting, looking for the earlier on Yasha. So he's not going to go a greedy build. He's not going the Battle Fury. Makes sense, especially with an active game. Gostic. He's like, all right, fight me, bro. Primal Split, going for the turn kill on Earth Spirit, and that's probably going to be a turn kill. Kinetic Field helping a little bit, but I don't think it's going to help enough. Oh, maybe it will. He barrel rolls away and actually manages to somehow survive the rocket flare that does snipe him out. Now, hello, Dance. He's going to be dove on. Has a call down. If you want to dive me, going to take a lot of damage doing so. And Gostic feeling that pain. Marana, Moonlight Shadows activated. Brewmaster takes a stun. From the W of Gyrocopter, the homing missile. Gostic on the run. Afterlife is here. Not much mana to work with, though. In fact, no mana, but the TGNR is still doing a little bit of work. Don't need mana for that. Double kill for Afterlife. He's just thwacking people with that holy mace of his. Meanwhile, though, FN, he's on a mega kill streak. Can they kill FN? This will be big. He does have the Yules finish. He's trying to juke and drive. He goes for the Yules, dodges the homing missile, but he is just too damn deep. He's going to be turn killed, and he explodes. That's a 5-kill streak stopper. G does get credit for the kill as well. That's a pretty big deal, actually, for Vega Squadron. The fact that especially Marana gets that kill. So well played for them. Silent, bottom lane. He's going to spin out of the Kinetic Field Static Storm combo. Sitting in the face of G. May want to think that again. Goes for the Omnislash on the creep wave. Only bounces to Marana. I don't even think he wanted that. He just wanted to Omni-Slash defensively there, it seemed like. Vansker's going into the roster towards our 10 and gets the kill on Marana. He sacrifices himself, but you know what? That's worth it if you're the roster right there. And he's going to apply some pressure to the tower as well. So quite the dive from Vansker in the end. And makes a bit of a play. Is that, okay, I thought that might have been me for a second. Oh, looks like that was a server, though. There's a hiccup on the server.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
The bottom tower, though, yeah, it's going to be, it is in deny range now. Do they actually deny it? It looks like it. So both Shadow Fiend and Juggernaut have got the death earlier on, but still overall doing very well. You look at the other side, Gyrocopter. He is going the Mask of Madness build. I mentioned that last game. We saw FN chose not to go the Mask of Madness. Just went Yasha into an SNY instead. But the Mask of Madness allows for much more aggressive earlier on farm, of course, from the Gyrocopter.
What have we here? The tide.
First Spirit, wow. That's a big damage off the bat. Primal Split, he wants this kill. He splits in time, and he'll stop the roll attempt from Earth Spirit to secure. Well played there by Gostic, actually. Shadow Fiend, it's going to be turned, though. That Static Storm was pretty big, wasn't it? Gets a turn onto him. No Yules to be used. Double kill, though, for Gostic, so still making the best of a bad situation here for your Empire. And they're going to get a third kill on top of that. So they do lose Shadow Fiend, but they kill 3. Afterlife got here late, and we also saw him thrown in the air. That was the Spirit Brewmaster I was talking about earlier. The lifting him up forever. Gostic, though, going to be killed in the end. Mega kill streak now for Afterlife on his Omni Knight. So he's actually picking up quite the kill streak himself. Ooh, the arrow just missing Vansker. The Boulder Smash goes through, though the Purification hits, and G, credit for the kill. So even another find. That numbers, that actually ended up 3 for 3, I want to say. So not too bad for Vega Squadron, really.
Tower is under attack.
Marana? What is Marana gun? Yasha.
Dire are scanning.
Yasha almost finished. Omni Knight does have his drums now and a 4-staff in the making,
Radiant
so Afterlife is making pretty good use of his farm here. Brewmaster and the offhand on the other side, he obviously has the blink, we saw that. The Soul Ring.
Dire's top
Whoop,
tower
that
is
was,
under attack.
wow, Slayer was really deep. Guess he did get a couple of wards down, but I think I saw Empire ping in that area, and obviously if you're Empire, you're like, why the hell is Disruptor all the way over here by himself? Meanwhile, they're going to catch Miposhka. I mean, by catch, it's really Miposhka just walked right into them, so trying to get vision himself, perhaps. I mean, doesn't have any wards on him, so I'm not sure what the deal was.
Dire's middle tower is under
I guess
attack.
he was still in the bounty rune, but didn't even get that. Walked into a trap. Nice turn coming out from Vega Squadron. I swear, I'm fine. I'm alive. Wow, Omni Knight's going to go the Radiance route now.
Radiant's
I was
bottom
wondering
tower
about
is under
this, because
attack.
especially with the how he's picking it up as actually all the Thunder's top lane. Glimpse back on a Shadow Fiend. Still wants to skill the Thunderclap in the face. The Rock Throw from the Earth Brewling. He's running after him. Here comes the Purification, though. Afterlife does have GA still as well. He hasn't used it yet this game, but there's that lift, and Slayer's going to be run down most likely. There's another Rock Throw, and down he goes. So yeah, you see Afterlife just lifted in the air
Dire's
forever.
middle tower
And the
is under
blink
attack.
away right after he comes back together. Gostic will
Dire's
survive.
structures
Having
are
a hell of a game on the
fortified.
Brewmaster. Very well played by him to get that kill and create a bit of space as well. But yeah, Omni Knight choosing to go the Radiance build. And because of how this game is looking, the start that the cores of Empire are having, I do think I actually like this build, this idea here of Omni Knight. Wants a bit more of a threat. The burn won't be too bad this game. They're going to go on Omni Knight here,
Dire's
but
middle tower is under attack.
the Repel just kind of walks away. Getting a lot of value out of that That ability here. Arrow, not gonna hit. You see the Blink Dagger now in Shadow Fiend. Did go the Spell Amp.
Illusion!
Where's my pension?
A gift from the tempest of battle.
Juggernaut, Manta style. He has some gold for it, just a matter of picking it up here. Gonna TP to the top lane. A fight is breaking out. Mirana, Boulder Smash, helping a little bit. I guess that was more the Geomatic Grip, not the Smash. So the Silence helps him get out of there. Well, these wards are actually staying down, aren't they, for Vega Squadron? So they actually have some very aggressive vision. They have 3 wards here in the jungle of the Radiant side.
Is under attack.
As far as Radiant vision goes, they have one
structures are fortified.
aggressive one here, and they do have one at the top lane as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Whoop, that was middle lane. Okay, they kill Omni Knight. Now here you go. G in response, though. They take out Shadow Fiend, so 1 for 1 so far. Pull back on a Clockwork with the glimpse. Eventually going to finish him off his Loa dance. Rock Barrage in the face. Lifted up, though. Her Spirit in trouble once again. Boulder Smash on through. The Rock hits, though. And the Fire Brewling going to run after him, eventually take him out. But now Brewmaster, he's going to be coming back together shortly. This is going to be a trouble spot for him. Can he blink in time? Yes, he can. The reactions of Gostic, man, on point. Homing Missile is activated, though, so he still might not be out of the woods just yet. Maybe go for the turn kill on a G. That would have been something, but it's not the case. And he ends up dying in the end, so nice fight to take if you're Vega Squadron. Started off with the Omni Knight death, which I missed, unfortunately, but overall, Vega killing Shadow Fiend yet again. But man, this Juggernaut, now it's all of a sudden Juggernaut's really starting to take off. The Manta style finished, a Maelstrom skewed up. He is going to be pretty big this game.
Fortunes change.
Gyrocopter SNY finish, though, also pretty big. Obviously a hero that's very effective at taking out stacks. Okay, Omni Knight did go back to the Forest Staff, so he realized that he's playing against Clockwork, and it's like, all right, well, Forest Staff is too good. So,
Radiant's bottom tower
but now
is under
still
attack.
going Radiance. It's even going to be further behind. Is Radiance now still worth it? Because, you know, I was talking about that. He had 2,000 gold saved up at the time. That was before that death he just had. It seemed like that it was going to be a decent pace, but now it's going to be a bit longer. And it makes you kind of wonder if it's still worth it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The burn is okay this game. The burn's not fantastic this game as far as debuff goes. Go more of a spell build on Shadow Fiend. Juggernaut's not necessarily the most concerned about it, but Clockwork is concerned about dying right here. He'll fall pretty easily. The pullback on FN. Omni Slash bouncing around. I heard from Silent right there, doing plenty of damage to the wall. And Guardian Angel, though, coming out in response from the Omni Knight. Now the chase is on in favor of Vega Squadron, running after Gostic with a homing missile. The triple leap from Mirana chases down FN. He goes down. And now Gostic is hit by the homing missile. Boulder Smash from Vivi Zayak. Well placed right there, and the Silence on top of it. Hits the Juggernaut, gets the kill, the pullback with a glimpse on to Gostic. They finish him off. It's a complete cleanup in favor of Vega Squadron. It just continued to happen. One after the other. Disruptor, I gotta say, is arguably the MVP of that fight. The glimpse back initially on a Shadow Fiend kind of started that all off. And then another glimpse onto the Brewmaster to finish the job onto him. But again, the whole Static Storm initiation in the first place got the initial kill on Clockwork and snowballed from there. Man, Vega Squadron wrecking that fight. And this Gyrocopter really continuing to show why this hero just all of a sudden has exploded onto the scene as far as a meta position 1 especially. And now a BKB finished, or just about finished, I should say. Coming out for Vega Squadron. Inside of Gyrocopter, Omni Knight committed to the Radiant still, 1,500 gold saved up. Mirana, still kind of not really playing the recovery game, I guess. Just a little bit slower than the other cores in this game, but overall, now he's pretty much tied up with FN on the other side. And Shadow Fiend trying to go with his own BKB here, which definitely will be very, very good tool this game. I think BKB is more important on the Radiant side than the Dire side for sure.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And there's the BKB finished on
Radiant's
to
bottom tower is
Gyrocopter.
under attack.
Brewmaster going to be going to
Dire's middle
Vlad's,
tower has
so
been
he's going
denied.
more of this aura heavy build.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Urspirit's even finished his own Yules here. Interesting. And they're running after the bottom lane. Shadow Shaman trying to find him. He has an 8th lens in the works, but he needs to TP out. They know he's in the area. Kinetic Field just misses the arrow, gets there late. Unless he does make it out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
Gonna steal Roshan, his Empire.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Vega Squadron pushing out the bottom lane. So if you want to take Roshan, we'll gladly take a tier 3 tower and respond. So this is so tough here for Empire. They're going to try to respond, but Pochka goes in. The Cogs are out, blocking down the Ryu. He possibly could be, though, looking to fight this. Throw up in the Omni-Knight, coming to FN with the Requiem, but Omni-Knight was still in the air, actually. That was mistimed big time right there. Aloha Dance running back. Guardian Angel finally comes out, and that'll stall this now. Turn for Vega Squadron. They catch the Juggernaut. He just got the Aegis. He goes into death. They kill the tier 3. If you're Vega, do you really want to continue fighting this, honestly? You got plenty out of this. They still do. Brewmaster jumps in with a Thunderclap. Vance Grieben throwing in a little bit of a jolt, but you can tell Empire's very not sure about going in themselves, actually. Comes back to a Juggernaut. He's going to get bursted down by the Gyrocopter right there. The donk comes out of the homing missile. FN all he can do is just throw some raids down, maybe kill Slayer, but no, the 4-staff away. So an ugly fight across the board for Empire. Vega Squadron looking good on the other hand, and they're at least going to get the tier, or the more so the racks here at this point. They're going right for the ranged racks first to take it out. They should be able to get melee. I mean, it's 35 seconds. Juggernaut's dead for no buyback. At this point, Boulder Smash on 2 heroes. Down goes Rasta. Down goes the Clockwork. Monster kill streak now for Aloha Dance. Vega Squadron was right all along to stay there. That whole opening in the first place was so awkward, though, from Shadow Fiend. I mean, it's almost like Shadow Fiend thought that was his own Yules. But that wasn't. That was the Spirit Panda from Brewmaster. So the lift of that is much longer than a Yules, of course. And clearly, Shadow Fiend just, because there's no point to do it. Obviously, it did 0 damage, didn't do anything to the Omni-Knight. He was right on top of him, but still in the air. So, yeah, I mean, maybe he was expecting the purge from Brewmaster, so it was just miscommunication there at the same time. But an ugly opening. The whole decision too by Vega Squadron to push tier 3 as they were doing the Roshan clearly put Empire in a spot of panic, essentially. So all the credit to Vega Squadron, no doubt. And they're looking really good at forcing what would be a 3rd and final game here in the series now. This Gyrocopter, Eagle Song now purchased, on its way to a Butterfly. So now if you're Empire, if you're Juggernaut specifically, I mean, an MKB has got to be on the list. He's already committing towards a defusal at this point after the Maelstrom. Then I guess it could go for an MKB, but man, it's going to be a late MKB at this rate.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This is a big fight. Empire trying to find. They get caught out in the smoke, but Pochka goes in, jumps on the Ryu. Here comes a Requiem, but it does no damage again. The repel's up. He's going to take plenty of damage. He pops a BKB, and now he's turning him. Pochka goes down in return. The spin up from the Blade Fury of Silent, but he's just using it very defensively. Clips back on a Shadow Fiend. He can pull back in. Going to be thrown up on the Yules. The Boulder Smash hits, and the Magnetizes up. Down goes Shadow Fiend. Omni running away after using this Guardian Angel. Off to the side, though, they finally kill Aloha Dance. That's a huge streak stopper. 10 kill streak stopper, 1220 gold for Gost as a result of that. So as pretty as that looked for Vega Squadron, that's a huge loss in the end, honestly. That's a big loss. They got a little bit too split up in the fight. A little too distracted, perhaps. And they lose the gyrocopter. So, you know, he's up in 50 seconds. Not a big deal for him necessarily, but, man, Brewmaster, that's a hefty bounty that he'll take. Going to pick up a BKB. But again, these Requiems of Shadow Fiend, gotta say, FN just unfortunately has not had the best lineups here as far as his combos go, and it's pretty underwhelming, frankly. The Shadow Fiend is feeling very underwhelming this game because again, his right click is very, very minimal with the way he's built this game. So he kind of went all in with the spell damage, specifically the level 10 talent as well. And you see he even has an Ethereal Blade now queued up. Omni Knight, even with the Solar Crest. Now he's had that Radiance queued up forever, I feel like. Oh, Miposhka. Okay, he does get the Cogs angle, but she follow-up from Rasta. Should be enough damage for the kill. Yes. I was going to scare there for a second. Man, that was a BKB used by Shadow Fiend. Okay. I guess he thought a lot more was going to happen in that fight. I mean, it's understandable. Maybe expected much more of a response, but
What have we here?
as we saw, not the case. Any buybacks used there, by the way? No, there's
under attack.
didn't miss any buybacks in that fight.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh, Miposhka, they're going to find them. Brewmaster cannot promise split in time. He gets caught with the Static Storm, locking him down the whole time. They kill Brewmaster, they kill Clockwork, and a start that's prime for Vega Squadron. The Yule's up in the other side, and he gets up the Omni Slash for this. Doing a lot of damage, not going to be a kill onto the Ryu, but the Purge slows him down long enough, and the Blade Fury spin on top gets the kill. Silent manning up, FN comes back at the Requiem. This time the Requiem going to do some good damage, gets a double kill for Sunny, stays alive through the whole fight. What a turn for Empire. Oh, that Omni Slash just doing enough right there. The biggest thing was the fact that it bounced back to Gyro, and then it kept going his direction as they spread out. Earth Spirit there, in hindsight, probably wanted to go back in and take more bounces, but the man-up of Silent works out. They have to buy back on Mirana. Gyrocopter does not have a buyback for 45 more seconds. And Empire will just fully retreat. But, you see right there. Also, Shadow Fiend gets a decent Requiem off. How much different that can make fights. And I know that wasn't right on top of somebody, but frankly, you don't need to be right on top of somebody with your Requiem. I think a lot of people maybe not necessarily forget, but I feel like it's always worth reminding. Requiem of Souls does a lot more than just damage. Damage is a big part of it, but the damage reduction it applies, as well as the movement slow on top of that it applies, is still overall a good tool of it. So I thought, the positioning of that Requiem was just fine, and frankly, it's a lot better than the previous one. So, again, goes back to the point, though. They can get off Requiems like that and also just, solid Omni Slashes like that, then Empire can definitely win these fights. So, CIS Dota, man, fun to watch, always. May not be the cleanest at times, but boy, is it entertaining. Juggernaut. Also, that Diffusal proving to do some work there. The slow onto Gyrocopter is what secured that kill in the end for Juggernaut, so proving to be a good pickup. And now he does have that NKB, and with how the last fight went especially, he's actually going to have it now, perhaps before another fight breaks out. He still needs a little bit more, but he's ideally going to be able to pick it up. Rasta does have the 8th lens finished.
Dire's
He's
top
just going to drop the
shrine
wards.
is under attack.
Wants to kill the shrine here. All right, do some damage at least. The Dire side, they know this is happening. They don't want to overcommit to it, though.
Dire's
All
top
right, well, the
shrine
shrine goes
has
down.
fallen.
Can't defend it quick enough. Oh, nice shrine kill. Oh, what is that here? Requiem going off up here. Wait, what? What the hell just happened? Earth Spirit, I guess this was maybe onto him. He gets away initially. But Poshka, he's got the blade mill up. He's being run down by Gyrocopter, but he's going to be fine. And now Gyrocopter is forced to pop his BKB. You see Brewmaster split up, locking on Omni Knight somewhat. Guardian Angel is still ready if need be. So far, it's just Disruptor for the Clocker. Fight continues. Lift up into the arm side on Earth Spirit. Afterlife, he gets the Guardian Angel off, as well as the Repel. He'll be good. Rasta picked up in the back line. Slayer sitting on top of the Earth Spirit, though. So far, it's just the supports really on either side that have been picked off. Gostic comes back together. G, he's at an angle. Trying to find it right here. Looks to do some damage too. Gostic pops that BKB, though. That's not going to work. Brewmaster, too much physical damage. He'll be run down. Very desperate BKB, and the rest will just TP out. So, a very awkward fight right there. I mean, I guess they went for that Requiem was on top of Earth Spirit, I'm guessing, and then he kind of rolled away, and it felt very scattered in that fight. Brewmaster, I will say also, he put the lockdown onto Earth Spirit over the Omni Knight in the middle of the fight there. If he uses the lift on Omni Knight, I wonder how different that could have gone, actually. Omni Knight was able to get off the GA and the Repel.
Radiant are scanning.
Also. So very back and forth right there. No, you look at Vega, they're going for Roshan. Using that Solar Crest. They do not have Guardian Angel. That's a big deal. Silent, sends in some illusions. No, he's just going to go with the Omni. Stays on top of G, gets a kill. They kill Roshan. It's snatched actually by Aloha. Jetso is killed by the Radiant side. Aloha just going to stand his ground, has to. Silent is going to end up falling in the midst of the fight. They do take it. No, Gyro stays alive, but the Requiem with the Repel up, it's not going to connect. It does slow down a couple more. Going for the kill on a Slayer at least. He won't take him out with a couple of raises landed. The Rocket almost taking out Aloha. Dance to pop the Aegis, but not enough. So Silent on Juggernaut. Still dead from before, 70 more seconds. And they are going to find Rasta on top of that. So that Omni Slash killing off Mirana, going with the leap right there. But Gyrocopter manages to pick up the Aegis, man. That was so close to a snatch. Again, it was technically killed by Empire.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
I see the Radiant got credit for the kill.
Radiant's
And the top shrine going down, so Satanic is actually almost finished for Gyrocopter. There you go. It is actually finished now for the Gyrocopter. So 5-second BKB. Omni Knight has a Lotus Orb now queued up,
Radiant's
or in his inventory, I should say.
attack.
So the Radiance idea went completely out of went kaput. I mean, he had the Radiance queued up ever since before the Forest Staff, and he went Forest Staff into Solar Crest into Lotus Orb. And again, I do, in the long run, I feel like this is actually the better option. It's having much more of these utility items. Ideally, is going to be better off for you. But it's been fun to watch, I guess. Bottom lane G really hasn't been able to get any kind of consistent solid farm going. But almost finished with their own BKB. Middle lane, FN lifts up, going for the Requiem. This time it connects, and you see the damage. Afterlife goes down. That was the Ethereal Blade as well. Takes out the Omni. He's dead for 80 seconds. Aloha Dance fighting this. The Static Storm not hitting anybody. Brewmaster is kind of split up right in the backlines right here. Rasta will get picked off, and they lose Disruptor, though. The lift up onto Gyrocopter from the Spirit Brewling. Now you see Vivi Zayak taking some good damage from Silent. Onslash is ready to go. The hook shot will miss. The leap from G coming out. But now they're going to turn on a Gyrocopter. Looks like another lift. Oh, the stun. The one is Silent. The Mirana arrow hit. Can they save him? Silent puts up the man's toes. Go for the spin away. The physical damage is too much, though. Silent will fall. They take out Gyrocopter, but it comes at a cost. Off to the side, G doing work, but can Gyrocopter survive through this now? He does not have Satanic. 1 more second. It's going to be coming back up, but it's not enough. And finishes them off with the raised damage. Now it's Mirana versus the 2. G leaps in with the Star Storm. I don't think this is going to work, though. He realized that. Goes back in for the kill, and Brewmaster says, screw it, I'm taking you with me. He gets the kill, but the finish from FN. A double kill coming out. What an exchange right there. A 4-for-5 fight. Ends up with Shadow Fiend being the sole survivor when it's all said and done. Wow. Look at that fight recap. Look at that damage, man, of Shadow Fiend. 9,000 damage done. Ethereal Blade. That was a good reckon. That's the idea right there, especially with the Ethereal Blade nuke. The fact that he could drop the Omni Knight, who, by the way, also used Guardian Angel even. Right? He did. Or was that from before? No, he used it there, right? So, God, it's already been 100 seconds since that fight began. This is anyone's game, man. Oh, that's a BKB use. FN's not afraid to use that BKB, man. It's only at 5 seconds at this point. I was going to say, though, I mean, I guess the net worth was pretty good for Vega, around 8,000 or so at its peak, but obviously is now even dipped in favor of Empire a little bit, and we're back to being somewhat even, so a game that most certainly can be won by either side. And look at Shadow Fiend going the Scythe, actually. The Scythe follow-up. Again, that cannot be purged anymore. And I think that's been overlooked a little bit, especially against a hero like Omni Knight, with both the Lotus Orb and the Repel. Cannot purge off the Hex anymore. So if you're... I assume he's getting it for the purpose of using it on the Gyrocopter specifically, or the Mirana, one of the two cores, knowing that it cannot be purged off. Yeah, that arrow from Mirana silently went completely panic mode there. Tried to spin away, but again, physical damage, doesn't care about that. Yeah, sorry guys, I made the mistake. I didn't refill my water bottle in between the last game and this game. So, apologize for the occasional coughs. Oh, they're going to win the Eye of Scotty. Interesting. Over the MKV commitment. Back at base, though. There's the Hex up on a Gyrocopter. Again, not purged out, but the Repel will help run away at least. They're going to try to chase. See, the roster got its wards down. They killed the tier 3, doing a little bit of damage to the range racks, but don't think it's actually going to kill it in the end. Empire in pursuit. Unable to fully catch up to anyone. Gyrocopter sticking around nearby. Level 25s are up, so let's start taking a look at that, by the way. Haven't done that too much yet. 40% cooldown reduction on Shadow Fiend, of course. So yeah, the raise is now 6-second cooldown, 60-second cooldown on Requiem. On top of the item cooldowns as well. That's another reason why Scythe is actually really good here, right? It's a 13-second cooldown for Scythe. It lasts 3.5 seconds. That's pretty damn good. So yeah, actually a very, very good item on this hero. Juggernaut. 5+ Omni/Strikes. Even more to work with there. On the other side, you got Mirana. I'm guessing the Sacred Arrows. Yep, +2 multi-shot Sacred Arrows. They kill Slayer, by the way, as I'm going over all that. And then Gyrocopter went to 3 homing missile charges, of course. G, he's just going to run. FN gets the Hex out, though. The second raise misses. Oh, boy. Nice Lotus Orb. Almost works. He's going to need to run, though. Dodge! Dodge the projectiles! He's still going! Run! He's going to yield in 2 seconds. Dunk. That was fun to watch. Oh, they're going in. Earth Spirit, copping the hook shot. He's going to die right here. Ethereal Blade, he is 70 seconds. He is not buying back for. He cannot. Rasta, meanwhile, finds Gyrocopter. Shackles, yeah, this is a big kill. The Requiem got off. He got the beat. No, he did not get the BKB. I thought he did for a second, but of course he did not. He goes down. Ethereal Blade snipe to finish the job. And Gyrocopter is dead for 100 seconds. Actually, the lift on Omni Knight as well. Perhaps also making sure to guarantee that kill. Wasn't 100% sure, but now they're going to kill Omni Knight. It's just panic mode for Vega Squadron, throwing themselves at them. Just like that, it could be the game. The lift on Disruptor gets him taken out. It's only Mirana versus the world, and it's going to be GG. Well played. Empire will take game number 2 out of the hands of Vega Squadron and secure the series. They're going to the finals, where they'll play Spirit later on today with a chance to qualify for the Galaxy Battles major event. Wow. I mean, what a game number 2, man. It's crazy that was only 40 minutes long, but that could have easily been a victory for Vega Squadron at the same point. There was some sloppy moments, sure, but also some solid play coming out. I mean, there was nearly a 10,000 goal lead for Empire, net worth lead, I should say, for Vega Squadron even. But man, just could not secure it. We finally saw some good Requiems coming out from FN, and that one pick, especially in the middle lane onto Omni Knight, is what really kind of swayed the game the other way. Being able to kill him. And yeah, Gostick did a hell of a job, especially later on in that game as well. You saw the lifts of the Brewmaster doing a lot of work, and it kind of goes back to the Omni Knight pick, where again, Afterlife, I think, is a great offlane player, but both games, his impact wasn't as strong as you would hope for. This game, it was much better, but he was still facing, especially against a Brewmaster, which a lot would consider it to be a pretty strong hero against an Omni Knight for the reason of not only the Purge, but the lockdown of the Spirit Bruling in those fights. And he was constantly being taken out, unable to save teammates, ideally. Disrupted did a hell of a job, landed some decent static storms throughout, and some nice glimpse backs. But again, overall, Team Empire, they managed to make it work, and they take the series 2-0. So what a series that was. What time is it? It's not even 12 here. I think so. The final series is scheduled to happen at 1 p.m. here. So in just over an hour from now, basically. Just over an hour from now is when the finals is scheduled to happen. Again, that's going to be Empire versus Spirit now. So, I think I am just going to keep on the stream, just have some music going, whatever, just to let people know that the finals will be happening here. But and if anything changes, obviously I'll let you guys know. But right now, the default time is 1900 Central European time, or what is 1 p.m. Eastern. Again, just over an hour from now. So it's a best-of-3 finals, a chance to go to the Galaxy Battles major tournament on the line out of the CIS region. It'll be Empire versus Spirit, are the two teams clashing at it. So I'm Breaky CPK. Hopefully you enjoyed this cast, guys. Stick around. That finals coming up just about an hour from now. Until then, stay tuned.